Hello, people from the internet. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or whatever. Thank you for stopping by and watching the video on demand. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy it and have fun with it. Um, I try my best for these, even though sometimes I don't get like the results that I desire, or sometimes I'm a bit too tired for it. But more often than not, they turn out to be pretty okay. This character that I'm playing today, the demigod, or not demigod, the Jin, Venom Mage, it's probably gonna go to YouTube as one of the first Jins that I ever played and the first really successful one. Um, so yeah, we're gonna be playing some of that tonight. Oof, okay, a wave of death. I don't know if that means that that person got powered by that. If that's what it means, I hope that person wins the game. Oh no, you're doing it. No, you know, it hurts me to see when people like turn on 7 skills on the 2. Like, please don't do that. Um, but anyway, with that being said, let's wait a couple of minutes for people to arrive, and then we are gonna be playing some more of this, some Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I'm gonna be watching this person um, play Demon Spawn Venom Mage. It's really good. Like it's a really good game, or rather a um, really good character, really good background. Poisonous vapors destroys everything. I don't think this person knows, because otherwise this person would be using poisonous vapors more. Um, but anyway, poison is just very strong in the early game. Even using sting is um, good enough to kill those things. If it hits, of course. If it misses, it's obviously not very good. But yeah, let's wait a couple of minutes for people to arrive, and then we are going to be playing um, some Jin. Yep, Jin is fun. Or is it fun? Like, I don't know. I mean, to be completely honest, I had a bit of a grievance with Jin when I started, because I was like Jin bought Melee Jin, and Melee kind of sucks in this version as it is right now. Melee has been like seriously nerfed. It has been like normally or rather I try my best to not give like very um very extreme opinions, but I personally think that let me lower the volume of that. I personally think that Jin is pretty unviable. Or rather, not Jin, sorry, that's not what I meant. Not Jin. Jin is okay. Melee as a whole is pretty bad nowadays, with monsters, like pretty much any monster with a weapon that you encounter for like the first 5 or 6 levels of the game, it's gonna be like a serious threat to any character that you play. And I don't really like that. Like, when you're at full HP as like an experience level 6 or 7 character and you encounter a bunch of orcs, you expect to be able to kill them, right? You don't expect the first orc to hit you from like 50 HP to 7 in like 2 attacks. Or maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but more like 3 attacks. Um, yeah, that's not a thing that used to happen, and now it does happen. So the solution to that is not melee the orcs, right? Because like, how are you going to control that if it seems to happen so consistently? Yeah, I would even go as far as to say that currently Kroll's combat is strained towards consistency for monsters and inconsistency for players. And I think that's not a very good idea. I feel like it should be symmetrical. Either monsters are consistent and players are also consistent, or the opposite. Um, if one of them is consistent and the other isn't, then the one that is consistent is much more strong. Well, depends on how the damage is, because you can deal consistently low damage and that kind of sucks. But in the current case of the monsters, I feel like they consistently deal high damage because like the attack delay was seriously buffed, and all that kind of stuff. Someone told this person to, oh, okay, powered by death. This person should have no issues beating the game. Just like learn poisonous vapors and use it against literally everything, and that's how you win the game as a demon spawn. Oh yeah, this person should have a very easy game, but with that being said, let's just wait maybe 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we can actually start playing the game. Thank you all for hanging out with me while we are waiting to start. Normally I mute my microphone and go do other things like pour myself a glass of water or go to the restroom before actually starting. This time I didn't really feel the need to do all those things, so I'm just like doing a bit of commentary over this run and over my impressions of 0.27 as it is today. Um, and I hope that you enjoy it as a bit of an extra bonus compared to what I usually do on my starting soon screens. Um, yeah, we might be ready to start. Thank you all for your patience. Let's go ahead and stop watching this person. Wait, there's a priest. Maybe the priest kills the guy. Let's see what happens. Oh, why? Stop. Wow, powered by death too. Oh, wow, this guy is gonna have the easiest game in the world. Uh, well, maybe. Depends on how new the player is. Let's find out before actually starting. No games for Dartophage. Okay, I typoed the name. No wonder. No wonder. 182 games, 1-0, high score of 89,000. And Dartophage has been playing since February 24th. Very new player. Interesting. I don't think this person knows about the power of poisonous vapors. I've been expectating for a while now, and I don't think I've seen a single cast of poisonous vapors when it's like by far the strongest spell in that book. I would even go as far as to say that it's stronger than Toxic Radiance because it's level 2, so you get it like literally on D1, and it's incredible for the entirety of a 3-rune game. Like you can even use it in SOT against Dwarf Guardians. I mean, sure, by that point you probably have something better to do, but it is usable against them. And a couple of casts followed by an Ignite Poison is gonna kill a Dwarf Guardian. But anyway, let's go ahead and exit out of that and. I was playing some 0.26 actually. Yeah, here you can see the character that I started yesterday to wait for Jin to get fixed. I was actually going to be playing this in the starting soon screen, but I decided against it because we found that demon spawn venom mage, and I accidentally closed my my SSH client, which I used to play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, but we can just relaunch it. Okay, we are going to transfer. Ooh, excuse me. Was that really necessary? Is -2? I don't get it. Like, why nerf the aptitudes? What happened to... I guess it's only like an aptitude nerf. Well, that is annoying because it means that I have to train maces a bit more. Had I known, I probably wouldn't have upgraded or like transferred to the new version. I don't like those kinds of surprises. This time the nerf was not directly a result of my commentary. Yeah, this time it didn't happen. Sometimes, well, for Palentonga specifically, like I was playing Palentonga, and my first Palentonga game um, I played with what's it called? I played with a polearm, and I realized that hey, like polearms and the Palentonga role kinda don't synergize. They don't really make a lot of sense. And my suggestion was, hey, maybe give them like +1 in axes and maces or something, and -1 in polearms. And what happened was that Palentongas did get -1 in polearms, but they didn't get +1 in maces, unfortunately. I don't know. I kind of like aptitudes. Aptitudes help you get strong in the early game and make for overall an easier early game. Let's switch to tiles because I oh, I am already in tiles. I am very surprised at myself that I was able to do it like automatically. Um, so yeah, I feel like this character is quite strong. I like what it has going. And it started as a Venom Mage, so I have like all the tools that I need to win a 3-rune game. I don't really need anything else. But of course, like getting things like statue form and that kind of stuff is quite good for me personally, because I love statue form. It's one of my favorite spells in the game. It greatly reduces the damage that you take, gives you even more HP. It's just great. And I am very glad that I got statue form, truly, because if you don't know, if you have never seen one of these guys being played, or if you have never played one of these guys yourself, what happens is that they cannot learn spells from books. If you try to pick up a book, the book gets destroyed. So you cannot ever learn a spell from a book when you're playing a Jin. What happens is that whenever you level up, I guess you get like spells every 2 levels or something like that. But yeah, every a certain amount of levels. I don't know exactly what's the number, but you get spells when you level up, and those are like pretty much the only spells that you can learn. Well, those and the spells that you start with, if you start with a book background, which I greatly recommend because melee nowadays is pretty bad, and yeah, as I mentioned right at the start of the stream, I consider it to be absolutely unviable and like actually bad. Don't play melee in this version. At least as it is right now, don't play melee because you're probably not gonna have a fun time. Um, so yeah, we have a couple of spells that I normally don't use, and some that I like actively stay away from. Like for example, Corona. Corona is pretty bad, but we also have the Venom Mage books, or the Venom Mage spells rather, and those are pretty good. Okay, whenever this generates, you need to dig through. Digging destroys statues, believe it or not. Okay, I'm probably gonna buy that because I seem to be made out of money this game, surprisingly. I wonder why there were nerfs made to Jin. Okay, I wish I had Blink. Blink is a very useful spell, especially when you're fighting like Simulacra without cold resistance. Okay. So yeah, part of the species-specific things that you get um, as a Jin, you have like 2 pips of fire resistance. Sorry, 2 pips of fire resistance, 1 pip of weakness to cold, which is really messed up and bad. But fortunately, my Evening Star has cold resistance, so I'm not like immediately dying as a result of that. So we're kind of okay. Where is... Yeah, I wonder if I should move Bogu to a different... to a different key so I don't have to look at the menu every time I want to cast it. Normally I don't get that spell. Last time I got it, like before this game, I think I was left satisfied with the spell. I still think that for a level 6 dual school spell, maybe it should be more useful. I mean, it's good, but it's not amazing. Um, Okay, so I happened to notice that someone left a message there. I wonder if it was like the bot, the beat bot, or whatever. But yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna leave that message in the screen for a second. And in the meantime, let me tell you more about Bog. I like that it is obviously a pretty strong spell. Like you use it and monsters get immediately extremely poisoned, which is like really good, right? They also take a fair amount of damage just from being standing on it. My issue with the spell comes from the fact that there's some situations where why didn't it auto explore? Well, my issue with the spell is that there's a lot of situations where the spell doesn't do anything. Like for example, in there were like a bunch of slime creatures, but everything was surrounded by walls, so the spell didn't really do anything. In here, it kind of does something at least. So yeah. It seems that I don't have a lot of spell power on that spell. I might have to train more spell casting to have more spell power. Okay. You know, I can probably like go back in time and well, not really go back in time, but come in here. Oh, okay. Wall. It's actually like a real person. It's actually like a real person. I was kind of sure that it was going to be a bot, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Anyway, I hope that person joins us in Twitch because it's like much easier to reply to stuff if I read it in Twitch chat, because like the other chat I don't really have access to it, right? So yeah. Anyway, this character feels like it's gonna be very strong. It does have like some things that make it scared, right? In bolts, I would say those things would be the Frostheart monsters and the new Frostheart humans. Those are bad for... Yeah, those are bad for my character. I probably don't want to be fighting those. So what should I train now? I think I'm gonna train some fighting, because at the end of the day, HP is kind of the most important thing. Even more so for a Jin, because your HP is literally your mana. So you're kind of gonna be eating into your HP pretty much every fight. So I would like to have more of that. Okay, we got a paralysis on the Titanic Slime creature. Very good. I think I could train more evocations, but I already have 13 evocations, probably enough. Okay. You know, let me increase the volume of that, because that's like one of my favorite songs from this soundtrack. It's also like one of my favorite levels from that game to watch, obviously, because I don't have the patience to play that kind of game. But it is a pretty entertaining thing to watch. Especially when you're watching like actually good people playing that game. I wonder if the same applies to people who watch me play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Probably not. Okay. Alrighty. That's how I feel about you playing this game. I appreciate that, GoBot. By the way, thank you for stopping by. I always appreciate it. How has life been for you? I recently started a project with a couple of friends. One of my friends has a Magic the Gathering card shop, and I'm kind of helping him like expand his shop into like a YouTube thing and like just like make content for the internet as a free form of advertisement. And we've been kind of struggling a bit with that. It's not been like easy by any means. It does help that I have a bit of experience with OBS and all that stuff, so it's not that terrible. But oh, okay, yeah, don't be next to a wall. Yeah, that's what the game is telling me there. Yeah, we had a bit of an issue with the most recent stream, which is why I wasn't able to stream on Sunday. I was off doing that with them, but hopefully in the next one is gonna be better. Buena suerte. The proper way to say that is buena. Yeah, like that. Buenos is like a plural, like I don't know how to properly put it in English, but yeah, buenos is plural and buena is like singular, and suerte is like gendered as female in Spanish. In Spanish, there is a lot of words, very abstract concepts and stuff that are gendered as male or female. Like for example, you would say in English like the water, right? In Spanish, it would be el agua, which is like the water, but water is male. I guess that's kind of complicated to fully grasp as someone who's only learning the language for the first time. I guess I find it like kind of natural. I find it natural, obviously, because that's like my main language, right? But I feel like I would have issues with that if I was not a native speaker of Spanish. Apparently, ooze is now renamed to endoplasm. Well, first of all, let me lower the volume again. Because I think it's overpowering my voice. And after that, let me tell you all that I am very happy that I was able to achieve that. I think that change was in no small amount a direct result of me like being so whiny about it, because I really think that if you're gonna change how a monster works fundamentally, you also need to change how the monster looks and what the monster is called, because at that point it's like a completely different monster, and I am very glad that at the end of the day the change was actually made. Yeah, you might have to. I thought it might have been your doing. Yeah, I mean, I wish I don't know if I was credited with that change in GitHub. Probably not. But I do wish I knew how to code and that kind of stuff without going through the grueling process that is actually learning how to code. I know a couple of programmers. Like I don't really know Kilroy that well, but I have like interacted briefly with Kilroy. I also have a couple of programmer friends in real life. None of them seem to truly enjoy programming. Yeah, they kind of have a love-hate relationship with programming. I guess it's satisfying when you manage to do the thing that you were attempting to do while programming, but the journey is what makes me not want to learn how to program at all. Yeah, I'm very glad that the change was made, especially like I only found out about that because I was playing Jin and I got like, why did this ooze almost one-shot me? I didn't get one-shot by an ooze, but it came awfully close to that. So yeah, I am liking this Jin of McLeft thing. By the way, something that I wanted changed. it's probably not gonna get changed like at all, or rather, it got changed, but it got changed in like the opposite direction. Like as a Jin, you were able to worship Behemoth, but Behemoth didn't give you mana, didn't give you spells, so Behemoth was kind of really bad, right? And I was like, oh, I wish Behemoth does, or I wish you can actually go Behemoth with Jin, because I feel like that would be kind of cool. And gods have like repeatedly shown that they don't really care about species or specific things in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, and they will just do whatever they want to do to help you or hinder you. And instead of that, now you cannot worship Behemoth. You can still worship Sifmuna, surprisingly. You would think that Sifmuna would also be excluded from that, since Sifmuna gives you a ton of books and mana, and Jinns don't have mana and cannot read books. But I don't think Sifmuna was excluded. Banned. Yeah, they were banned from worshipping Behemoth, unfortunately. It is indeed quite a sad thing. So yeah, let's see what we level up. Probably intelligence. Oh, we got Spellforged Servitor. I've never used that. I probably need a bit of more spellcasting so I can actually use it. Hello, Machine Spray. Thank you for stopping by. Things are going well. I just started a couple of minutes ago. Well, I guess it's been like almost half an hour already. I guess I spent like 10 minutes in the starting soon screen, and that's why I don't really feel like I've been going for that long. But apparently I've been streaming for 26 minutes. With that being said, the character is just like stomping bolts, and at the very start of the stream I was expecting someone who was playing Demon Spawn Venom Mage. That person got powered by Death 2 by D3, and I was like, how do people get so lucky? It also happened to be that that player was like a brand new player, so I hope that person enjoys the first win that they're probably gonna get. I looked in the bot, and that was well, that was not the first game that they had ever played, but it's probably gonna be their first win. I would be very surprised if that wasn't the first win for that person. Actually, Sifmuna might have already been blocked. Yeah, it's probably that. Like, I didn't try to go Sifmuna, but it does make a lot of sense that Sifmuna would be blocked because you cannot make use of anything that Sifmuna offers. You cannot get the books, you cannot get mana, you cannot forget things. I would actually be surprised if you can worship Sifmuna as a Jin, because it seems much more restrictive than Maklev or rather than Behemoth or Kiku. Yeah, which were the gods that were banned from the Jin, unfortunately. Yeah, it is what it is. I guess if I want to make my own version of Jin that can worship Behemoth and receive spells from Behemoth, I should do it myself. With that being said, starting as a Venom Mage is making this like way too easy. Venom Mage is just very good. That's all I can really say. It's one of the best mage starts in the game, if not the best one. It might be actually the best one. Replace this condition if which god loves Sifmuna, and Behemoth and Kiku. Okay, yeah. That means the Sif was already banned. It kind of makes sense. Yeah, I find it funny that these guys are banned from worshipping some gods that are not precisely good gods or evil gods. I think that might be a brand new condition. Maybe not, because DjVM specifically hates gargoyles and will not let gargoyles worship him. Because gargoyles are statues, and I think the lore is that Behemoth, or rather not Behemoth, DjVM doesn't like it when you break like the rules of life and death like that. Fedas used to be the same way, not anymore though. Okay, so I have Bug. I have Noxious Bug. Noxious Bug is pretty incredible, right? What happens if I go downstairs into Bolts 5, I pop in a bug, and I murder everyone, and then I just get out and never come back, pretty much. I kind of want to give that a try, because I know it's gonna kill them all in like 2 turns. Not even joking. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Let's see what happens. Okay, we encounter bodies in addition to the Bolt Guards. We're okay with that. Bodies is not really that dangerous. So as soon as I see a Warden, it's time to leave, pretty much. As long as I don't see a Warden, we are okay. I like how I can just like press the ignite poison button and I heal to full HP. It's pretty fantastic. Oh, that is bodies. That is 100% bodies. I wonder if I can go upstairs and just leave the Ice Fiend behind. Okay, I think Bodies came up with me. I don't know where he is. He has to be like in one of the... Okay, now I know where he is. So I think I should probably prioritize killing Bodies, because Bodies deals much more damage than the Quicksilver Dragon. Yeah, and apparently I have enough evasion to not get hit by Quicksilver Bolt. At least not in the first couple of attempts. Come on, Bodies. Come on. Don't be mean to me, please. Okay. Bodies falters for a moment is like a very nice line of text. Because that means that Bodies could have killed me, and instead of that he failed to cast a spell because I have anti-magic. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good indeed. I feel like that was kind of fun. Pretty interesting. Yeah, we're gonna train that to 21, and then after that I think I'm gonna train spellcasting to maybe 18 or so. I wonder if these guys get like HP from spellcasting. Probably not. So, what's the next thing for this character? Probably Snake. Since I started as a Venom Mage, I obviously didn't come in here. My first rune was Swamp. I was kind of skeptical of Swamp, but it didn't turn out to be that bad, especially because by the time I started Swamp, I had Fireball, and Fireball just made things much more convenient and enjoyable for me. Okay, everything dead? Really flying to the Cloud of Flame? No, not really. Alrighty, that seems pretty good. I wonder why the aptitude was nerfed. Why were maces nerfed for these guys? I think everything was -1. No, I think everything was 0, and then maces was -1, and then everything got nerfed into -1, and maces and axes and polearms were nerfed into -2. That's kind of rough. I don't know if it was even necessary. You still don't really want to go melee in the early game, because melee kind of sucks nowadays. I don't think melee needed to be any further nerfed. But what do I know? I'm just a guy playing the game. Okay. Luckily for me, I have Statue Form and the Evening Star. I think that's all that I really need to be able to kill everything here. Yeah, actually, I can also use Bug. Bug deals Bug poisons even monsters that are poison resistant, like all these serpents and nagas and stuff. And then you can go ahead and use Ignite Poison against them, and it works quite well. Ouch. Okay, but I can press the Ignite Poison button, and I heal to pretty much full HP. Pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Also, I am stacking regeneration. I have an Amulet of Regeneration and Troll Letter. I'm okay with this, and I'm probably gonna stick with this gear for the entirety of the game. I like throw leather because it means that like I can wear it, right? And I have like garbage defenses. But for my defenses, I go into statue form, and now they look good, right? And then I take a lot of damage during a fight in like a dangerous place, right? And then I end transformation, and now I have the throw leather armor again. I feel like that's a pretty nice little combo that you can have if you have the ability to use a statue form. And most things can wear throw leather anyway, so yeah. If you have statue form, you can use throw leather. The amulet of regeneration doesn't melt when you use a statue form, so you keep getting regenerated even in statue form. It's not as you could say that it's not as efficient because it regenerates less of your maximum HP, like as far as percentages go. Um, GoBot, thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. Talking about that, first of all, thank you for your contributions to the stream. I hope you have a nice rest of your night. I hope to see you around soon. And I'm actually planning to make alerts for bits that are gonna be like previews of the karaoke thing. I haven't really done them all yet. I have one, but I will like keep doing them. And once I have them all, I'm gonna upload them all so they are all live at the same time. So you can like try. I'm probably gonna make it so that it's like 100 bits and 101 bits and stuff, so that people don't break the bank if they decide to see them all for some reason. I follow a streamer that kind of has alerts for up to I think $300. I don't know if I could do that. Like I don't know if I could do that and sleep at night. You know, that is a lot of money, and I personally don't think that my content is worth that amount of money yet, because I do want to get to the point where people feel like, hey, this guy's pretty amazing, right? Let's give this guy a ton of money. But I don't think I am at that point just yet. Okay, 4 wins is pretty good. It gives you a ton of willpower. Clarity is also kind of nice, I guess, but the big thing from the amulet of the 4 winds is definitely that willpower. It is a lot of willpower. Ring of the Octopus King. It is Ring of Resist Corrosion. I might use that. Probably not, however, because it is quite expensive, and I'm very likely to just find a regular Ring of Resist Corrosion before requiring it. Yeah. Actually, I already have Resist Corrosion. Oh, Local Preservation. Never mind. I could use a better Kite Shield. And I could replace maybe the Amulet of Regeneration that I have right now with that Amulet of Cold Resistance. I don't think it's like necessary for me to do that immediately. It might be a good idea for me to do that at some point later, because I don't have Cold Resistance. That gives me 1 pip of Cold Resistance. Might be pretty good. Wow. Okay, I think these guys... No, never mind. I actually know for sure that they can use manuals. I was unsure about that when I saw that the manual hexes was grayed out. But then I remembered, hey, you cannot learn hexes, so it kind of does make a lot of sense that hexes are grayed out. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I am very glad that I postponed this, because oh, what is that? That is new. An intimidating volcano lord. It commands the magma of its realm as an extension of its body, and the majesty of its gaze can weaken even the proudest challenger. Very cute. Not a lot of HP, immune to fire, weak to cold, that is very standard. Can travel through lava, eruption, and Pyroclastic Surge. Okay, and Weakening Gaze. All three of those are kind of new. Splits the earth to draw up a localized short-lived volcano under the target. That sounds painful. Draws searing flames from lava. Any enemies of the caster standing next to or above lava will be burned. So it deals a ton of damage. Okay, I like it. Irresistibly weakens a creature's melee attacks for a period of time, requiring line of sight but not line of fire. Very interesting. Oh, in fact, I am weak. You feel as though you will be weak longer. Nice, nice. I don't know how I feel about that effect. It's kind of like corrosion from these things. How are they called? Entropy weavers. Yeah, that's what they're called. It's kind of similar to that, I think. Because you cannot like do anything about it. It just happens. The way to play around that is to just not be within line of sight of those things. And if you're within line of sight, you're probably gonna get affected by that. Which, I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay. At least weakness cannot stack like corrosion and doesn't like subtract armor class. Corrosion is pretty messed up. You get corrosion 8 and it's probably time for you to like stop fighting and leave. And it's not the same for weakness. For weakness, you can kind of cast spells and that kind of stuff. So it's fine. Yep, that's what I would say. It's fine. That was my first encounter with those new monsters, or with that new monster, unless I have seen it before during this playthrough and I just failed to notice it, which is likely, not gonna lie, it is kind of likely. It didn't really take me very long for that to die. Was not a very resistant enemy. A manual of dodging? Well, I am going to take advantage of the fact that I found like 6 acquirements so far, and I am going to use some of that money to buy that manual of dodging. And I'm about to hit 21 fighting, so after that we are gonna be training some of that dodging for sure. Okie dokie. So I don't know how related is my trashing of Snake. How related is that to the fact that I just like postponed it pretty much as I could? Yeah, who knows. Anyway, what I can tell you is that Bog is a pretty fantastic spell for a Venom Mage doing Snake, because it destroys the snakes. It really does. Oh, I miscast it. Jin seems incredibly powerful. Yeah. I mean, it's a combination of not running out of mana, but you cannot learn like spells. You kind of rely on what you get. Fortunately, I got statue form. Funnily enough, like someone came in here yesterday. I don't think it was Mintais, but someone came in here and asked, "Can Jin use form spells?" And I was like, "I don't know. We will know if I get like a statue form, for example." And I immediately after that got statue form, and it was pretty funny. And originally I was a bit on the fence about using it, but then I realized, hey, I already have everything that I need for statue form. Might as well go ahead and use it, right? And so far it's been doing quite well for me. So yeah, I would say that Jins are pretty strong. I don't know if I would say incredibly powerful, but they are pretty strong nonetheless. And what I can tell you, however, is that melee is bad. Melee is bad in 0.27. Alrighty. Alrighty, yes, yes. Yes, one of these days they are all gonna die. Festers in the toxic bug. I don't really use that very often, but might as well give it a try considering how the game gave it to me, and I am a Venom Mage, I have Ignite Poison, it synergizes. So yeah, so far it's been doing wonders. And yeah, I definitely would come back to this spell for Snake, because in Snake this spell obviously destroys everything. Normally you have issues with snakes being in or poison resistant as a venom mage. If you have this, they are not really that much of an issue. Ooh, I see that they no longer have force lands. Now they have Dimension Anchor, so you cannot teleport away from Nagas. I like it, I like it. I wonder if it would be too much for Naga ritualists to get like haste other, so you cannot run away from those Naga Magi, or from those Naga warriors rather. Alrighty, I am very pleased with the spell. I like it, I like it, I like it. Not my favorite spell because I really do value the ability to cast a spell whenever I want without regarding the terrain, which is something that you definitely cannot do with Bog. Unfortunately, it doesn't do anything if you're in a corridor or even like it's not really a corridor, but like 3 tiles. You need like at least 4 tiles for clear from a wall for it to do anything. Um, like for example, if I cast it here, it doesn't do anything. It just affects those. It just affects those like tiles that are highlighted. So it wouldn't hurt the Naga, and I am really not a fan of that. But when you can use it, it feels good, and it definitely, I would say, is worth maneuvering these Nagas around, so you can like take advantage of the spell. Yeah, because it poisons them when they normally wouldn't be poisonable. I like it. Oh, that is some damage. Yeah. I wonder if part of the reason why Jin seems so strong is related to the fact that A, I started with the book of poison magic. B, I got Bog from leveling up, and C, I went Maclef. I think the combination of all those things made it so that this was stronger, you know? Crashing pretty frequently though using Jin. Where, which server are you using? Because I was encountering the same issue yesterday, and after like an update, that issue was resolved fortunately. Yeah, I was getting ready to not play Jin yesterday, but you're on Underhound. I guess Underhound needs to be updated because I'm pretty sure that was already resolved. Um, I am playing on Akrasiak, and Akrasiak seems to work just fine. Yeah, my game used to crash when I did this. Um, it was pretty funny. Mm, so, where do we go now? I guess we can go to depths. I think this game is gonna be quite fast actually because I'm kind of destroying everything quite hard. I guess I never finished exploring Lair 3. That's a pretty decent ring, but it's not what I need right now. Oh, there was Uruk here. Well, Uruk is dead now. Uruk wasn't really that much of a threat for my character that already has 2 runes. Um, okay, I guess we're gonna do depths 1 through 5 before doing bolts 5. Oh, it seems that Bog won't overwhelm lava. Yeah, I was expecting it to do so. Doesn't seem to be the case, however. That's kind of unfortunate. Oh, and bodies. Okay. Okay, is this a... Oh, it's a nice dragon. That's actually pretty dangerous because, as I mentioned before, I don't have cold resistance. I think the time has come for me um, to replace that amulet of regeneration with something else. I wonder if... wait. I don't need to wonder anything. I can just read this. Damage and poisons all monsters, even those resistant to poison. So I would assume that it damages monsters that are immune to poison. That's very sweet. Um, oh, I got invisibility at some point. I kind of completely oversaw it. I am really not a fan of using hexes in general, but I guess it's a pretty nice thing to have. I don't like the kind of random nature of using Ignite Poison over Bog. I feel like it never hits what I want it to hit, which are these ice dragons, you know? And whenever you do that, the clouds last for like 3 turns. It doesn't feel as good as Meph Ignite Poison, for example, which, by the way, I have and probably I could use here. Okay. I can Fireball myself. I have 2 pips of fire resistance, so it's perfectly fine to do that. Okay, and we killed everything pretty much. Shoutouts to the power of Toxic Radiance. Or, no, I guess not Toxic Radiance, but more the power of Ignite Poison. And Bog. Bog was very fundamental. Well, was very important there. Without Bog, I would have been unable to kill those salamanders. No, I would have been able to kill them. It would just have taken much longer. Okay, I guess Tengu warriors fly, and therefore they don't get affected by that. Yeah, that goes to show that even if you're using Bog, it might be a good idea to like stack some Toxic Radiance on top of it to further poison monsters and deal a lot of damage to them. It feels very good to play Venom Mage. Um, yeah, I'm liking this quite a bit. I wish I could play a melee Jin, but melee is just so nerfed as it is right now. It's like really, really bad. And I really don't want to give it another try. It was not good. It was definitely not good by any means. I guess I'm gonna be buying those and Demolition as well. This character might do slime. I haven't done slime in a very long time. Um, Ever since Quicksilver slimes were introduced into the game, this character is kind of immune to anti-magic, so it doesn't really matter for it to be fighting anti-magic monsters. That robe is good. It's actually pretty good, but it is a robe at the end of the day. I don't really want to be using a robe, even though I am using statue form for defenses. Let's go and buy that ring, that amulet actually. I think, or rather, sorry, I think that depth is the point where I really need to be walking around with one pip of with one pip of cold resistance, 3 pips of willpower. It's kind of low, but it is manageable. And yeah, leaving that aside, I think we are good. So let's go ahead and continue the depths. I like that Djinns are immune to poison, like just by default. Oh, that's the Wrath of Throg. I think I should pick it up. I wonder. No, that was definitely a bolt. Okay. I don't know if I have anything to deal with those guys. Nope, I don't think I have anything to deal with these guys. Other than melee, I guess. Yeah, we should be fine by tapping them down, right? Because I have 2 pips of fire resistance. Oh, I guess I have 3. The Ring of Elitism gives me another pip of fire resistance. Pretty good indeed. Oh, a Vampiric Demon Whip is actually kind of excellent. Probably should pick that up. Oh, the Majimbo is actually kind of excellent as well. Well, goodbye. Goodbye, Fustivalus of Flaming. Goodbye, Wrath of Throg. And hello, Majimbo. Wait, is this two-handed? I think it's two-handed. Why is it two-handed? Why? That's just a bad weapon. It really shouldn't be two-handed. If it was just a random staff, it would be better. Instead of that, it's not even a Elijah tank. It's just a quarterstaff. And yeah, you're supposed to use it for the vampiric on spells effect, which is very good. But you cannot wield a shield, which is like really bad. I wouldn't even attempt to use it if I already have a shield, which I do. So yeah, we're just gonna have to leave it on the floor because the vampiric on spells effect is not that big to warrant using. I cannot believe it because like what other character than a Jin would be more rejoiced to find Majimbo, you know? My HP is literally my mana pool, so whenever I heal HP I get more mana. And I am constantly expending HP to be able to cast the spells. But unfortunately it's two-handed. Such a shame. You know what? I can just poisonous vapors you. Alrighty. It feels strong. It is a pretty strong thing to be using. Oh, a golden dragon. I think that's the first one that we encountered this game. I hope that it doesn't hit me with Bolt of Cold because that kind of hurts. Doesn't hurt as much now that I have 1 pip of cold resistance. Still hurts nonetheless. It's a pretty damaging effect. I think in general cold magic deals more damage to players than fire magic. It's a very good indicator of how of the state of cold magic in Crawl as it is nowadays. Okay, that went okay. Something that I have to remember is that I got a Vampiric Demon Whip. I probably should give it some use at some point. Yeah, there's bound to be some situations where it's like actually good for me to use that. I got Monstrous Menagerie, so for once I'm actually gonna be using a high level summoning spell that I've always considered to be kind of cool without actually having to use without having to use summonings. That feels very good, and I'm very happy that we got Monstrous Menagerie. Okay, I think it's time for me to go back to spellcasting. Okay, I see that Aster requested something. Let's check it out. Oh, Snake Man by Power Glove. Just in time. Yeah, in case you weren't like hearing what I had on the background, I actually had some music. Please let me know if you're not hearing anything so I can like fix that. I would appreciate it. I think right now you should be able to hear what it's currently playing. Okay. Oh, okay. I guess I got sucked into a shaft and dropped one floor. Yeah, it's playing. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for your feedback. And yeah, I can very quickly notice when you're on the PC because, like, on the PC you reply almost instantly, and in mobile it takes a couple of seconds, maybe up to a minute. Okay, I really should enchant this Demon Whip. I don't have Slaying or anything, and I also don't have a ton of strength, so yeah, enchanting the Demon Whip is probably the correct thing to do. Okay. Alrighty, if Nicola casts Chain Lightning here, I would be perfectly okay with that. It wouldn't really be a big issue. I'm gonna wait a couple of turns for these guys to be like seriously poisoned, and then we're gonna be using Ignite Poison. I have resistance to electricity. Actually, I have like pretty much everything that I would desire. This character is very well built, I would say. Okay, Nicola dies. And yeah, we are kind of stuck in a very, well, not really that unfavorable of a fight. It is kind of annoying. I wish I was in a better spot where I could use Noxious Bug and affect like pretty much everything that I'm fighting against, because that would make for a very easy fight to win. It is unfortunately not the case, but I don't really think I need that. Yeah, even without the optimal conditions, Noxious Bug is doing some work. Okay, I lost the statue form. Let's recast it. So far, so good. Fairy Scales with 9 strength and cold resistance. Okay. I wonder how much those mess up my spellcasting. I hope not a lot. Okay. Encumbrance rating of 5, so it does mess up my armor class a bit. It's not really that significant, and the 9 strength is like huge. But on the other hand, I'm casting statue form. I'm just not gonna use them. Maybe if they were like +7 or something. They are only +2, and therefore they don't really interest me that much. Okay. Oh, there is a Kite Shield of cold resistance in Snake 2. That is much better than what I currently have. We're gonna go ahead and pick it up. Oh yeah, that is so much better. Now I have 2 pips of cold resistance. I can go back to using the amulet of mana regeneration if I so desire, but I think I like those resistances. I feel like they look pretty good. Um, so let's go back to depths. Alrighty, that was Snake Man by Power Glove. Talking about that, I have the Spark Mandrill song in my playlist. That kinda did make it into my stream music playlist. I like how most of the soundtracks that I have in here have been like requests that I've received from chat. I am very grateful for that actually because I did need some music when I was starting to play music during my streams because at the very start I didn't have music on, and then I played like normal music or like non-game music. But you cannot really do that anymore because of the MCA. I don't want to get banned, or I don't want to go to jail either. um, so yeah, we cannot play those anymore, unfortunately. So game music it is, and fortunately game music is pretty decent. So it's not like, oh, I wish I was listening to normal music. No, it's fine. Ouch. Okay. You know what? I have Curer. Let's go ahead and do the Curer Juggernaut thing. Okay, pretty good. Yeah, I really need to enchant this Demon Whip, like right now. I have enough scrolls to enchant that. Very weird how music is handled. Yeah, it appears kind of weird, but when you think about it a bit, you kind of realize that it's like reasonable for Twitch not to mute game music, because if they muted game music, like every video would be muted in Twitch, so that doesn't really make sense. But I do wish that we were able to play normal music or like regular music, not only game music. I hear that Twitch has been kind of working on that, on like a deal with some record labels and stuff. But you kind of have to apply to that program. I applied. I think the date was announced. I applied to it, and I still haven't heard back from them. I guess it's for now only reserved for the very big streamers, unfortunately, which I obviously am not. So yeah, I guess it's gonna be a while until I get to play normal music on the stream without fearing getting absolutely destroyed by Twitch and the MCA laws. But it's okay, doesn't really matter. Okay, now that I have a +9 Vampiric Demon Whip, that's like a pretty amazing weapon to just hold down tab with. How do I have so much dexterity? I swear that I have not been leveling up dexterity. I don't think I leveled up dexterity even once with this character so far, and I have 31 dexterity. I don't understand. But apparently I have a million dexterity. Oh yeah, like all the items that I'm using, well, all the jewelry has extra dexterity. I guess that explains it, and it doesn't have extra intelligence. Yep, that's kind of funny. By the way, you all probably already know, but I have a bit of a special stream planned for Sunday, which is March 28th. I am going to be playing 0.16 with my favorite combo from back in the day, which was the Fire Elementalist. and I'm gonna be like just playing like normal, but commenting on the things that were in the game that are not really in the game anymore, and how you could make use of those and all that stuff. I feel like it's gonna be fun. I requested that. I think someone came in here and was like, it would be cool if you could do this, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. I mean, I've done it before, but I haven't done it in a very long time, so let's go ahead and do it. I think the last time I did it was almost a year ago. Yeah, and back then I had like 3 viewers, so it's not like anyone really saw me doing the cigarette with the deep elf. I think I uploaded it to YouTube. I'm not sure. I might have done that or not. No, I think I didn't upload it to YouTube. If I didn't, I probably should upload it to YouTube. Um, I don't really know what to train anymore. I guess we're gonna keep training spellcasting. So, with that amount of spellcasting, I can already cast Servitor. I can cast Monstrous Menagerie. Monstrous Menagerie might be interesting. Manticores are okay as summons. They have a projectile. They they hit for 3 attacks. I guess they're fine, but they're not as good as other summons. But Sphinxes are amazing. Sphinxes are absolutely bonkers. They get very strong spells, and they get very much HP. So yeah, it's so good. And I think they see invisible, so yeah, they destroy like invisible monsters. It doesn't seem that the summons from Monstrous Menagerie last for very long, however. That might be a bit of an annoyance, but it's okay. Okie dokie. Ouch. I am taking a lot of damage, and I don't know why. Yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, I was like, oh, of course, a simulacrum is hitting me, but no, I have to, well, I guess 1 pip of cold resistance. Oh, I have 1 pip of cold resistance if I'm using the whip. If I switch to the Evening Star, I have 2 pips of cold resistance. So many zombies, and not enough corridors for me to be able to deal with them, nor anything. I wonder where that lava came from. Intelligence? No spell, it seems. Wow, I think I'm fighting the entirety of the level, but Maklev is doing what Maklev often does, and Maklev does his thing even better when you have a vampiric weapon, vampiricable monsters. So yeah, I finished that fight at pretty much full HP. With Maklev is like if you're not at dire risk of dying during this fight, you're probably gonna end the fight at full HP, which is obviously a pretty good thing. Yeah, I'm very glad that I got that shield of cold resistance. That is much more damage that is gonna be mitigated. Um, Ouch. Why are these guys dealing so much damage? Yeah, those guys kinda hurt quite a bit, or so it seems. We got Thunderclouds with Condenser Bane. Never been a fan of Thunderclouds. I guess they are a bit better now that they do not make a ton of noise. I still think that they are a pretty bad thing to get. because other clouds are much more consistent with the damage. Thunderclouds are the epitome of inconsistency. They don't deal damage every turn, and when they deal damage, the damage is not guaranteed to be good, which is like the absolute opposite of a regular cloud, unfortunately. I feel like I'm kind of losing this fight pretty hard. I'm gonna read a teleport because I am getting a bit nervous about the outcome of this fight. Okay, I regained 84 HP from killing a floating eye and a tentacled monstrosity. It seems. Not gonna complain about that. Not gonna complain about it. Um, ouch. Maybe let's increase the volume of that a bit. It's barely hearable, or I can barely hear it. How did you get to your DCSS to be zoomed in, bigger scale? What I do, well, first of all, I don't play tiles, I play console. But what I do to stream it is that I capture a higher or a zoomed in window. Yeah, I don't know how to properly describe it, but what I do is that the window that I capture has like a lower resolution than usual, which means that everything appears larger, you know. And since I don't really play tiles myself, it doesn't affect my gameplay. And it's much better for the viewers because they can like much more clearly see what is going on. So I think everything. Woof, okay. I think everyone wins here. That death mage saved Frederick, and now we are fighting Ghostly Frederick. Luckily, I still have anti-magic, and I still have resistance to corrosion, so we should be just fine when fighting these guys. Not gonna lie, they're kind of scary, but I think we are okay. Also, I don't know what Spellforce Servitor can do. Oh, Lightning Bolt, I guess. You're looking at console, and we see the tiles. Yeah, that's how I do it. I capture a spectator window for tiles, but I play in console because I've never been able to play tiles in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Funnily enough, when I started playing tiles in NetHack because I started playing NetHack offline. I was like obviously intimidated by using a console to connect to the server and play the game online, and I also didn't want to be like, oh, take a look at this noob, right? And that kind of stuff. So I started offline, and I was like, when I win my first game, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna learn like console. So I eventually won my first game, and I switched to online, and I started learning console, as I mentioned. The Presidential, thank you for the follow. I hope that you enjoy the content that I've been creating, and I hope you have a fun time with us in the community. Anyway, back to my story. I went online and I started like learning how to read the console and stuff. Like I had to adjust to the whole thing and seeing what things meant and stuff because everything was so different. But eventually I was like very convinced on console, and I wasn't able to go back to tiles. Not that I ever really went back to playing NetHack offline once I started to play online. It took me a while to get a win online, but yeah, eventually I got a ton of wins, and I eventually like realized that pretty much every game of NetHack goes the same, like the exact same steps are taken no matter what they are. It was also like a super tedious thing too. I've talked about it before, but who knows? I'm hopeful that every stream we have at least one new viewer or something. I would hope for that. But yeah, when I was kind of getting tired of NetHack. It was because I realized that every game was the same. You just like went through the dungeon. You recycled a bunch of useless potions and scrolls and wished for a magic marker and wished for whatever you needed. I guess you get Shatter. Okay. I wonder if I can cast that. Okay, I think that's worth it to keep training spellcasting for. Yeah, and the NetHack thing like really demotivated me. I was really unhappy with NetHack, but fortunately a member of the NetHack community who also played Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup had been like, you should play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup because it's so much better than NetHack and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. That was in January 2011, and so I played my first game of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup and I got killed in the entry vault because back then Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup was like a very different game, design philosophy wise, and it was normal and even acceptable for entry vaults to have a chance of killing you. It didn't really happen that often. I think there were very few and far between entry vaults that actually killed you, but I got killed in my very first game in the entry vault, and I was like, wow, this game is kind of rough. So I didn't play it for a very long time, but then I got like done with NetHack for sure. Once I realized, hey, I'm not enjoying this. Let's just like, I think I'm done. And after that, I like switched around between a couple of roguelikes. I played Doomarel. I played a lot of Doomarel actually. I only got like 3 wins in Doomarel, but I did play a fair amount of it. I played a bit of Brogue. I played Slashem. I won 1 game in Slashem, and I think I have a game of Slashem parked in a server. It might not be there anymore because it's been like so long since I've played it. You feel like a variety day would be sweet too. I was actually talking about that rather recently. I guess I'm gonna leave it in hands of my subscribers, since at the end of the day, those are the guys that are like committed enough to actually give me money for what I'm currently doing, and I guess I'm kind of creating content for them. So yeah, I am gonna like try to arrange something to like ask for your opinion. Maybe like a subscriber only chat in my Discord. I guess I could do that, and I could ask you guys about your opinions on that there. I guess that's what I'm gonna be doing. You really don't like NetHack personally. Yeah, I went back, well, not really to the game, but I went back to look at my NetHack stats. It seems that I've won NetHack 28 times online. 28 times. And I was like, no more. In this account that I started in like mid 2020, let's see how many games I've won already. I've won 55 games out of 159 games in this account, so it seems that I win like almost one every 3 games, a bit more than that. Pretty good stats, and I just don't get tired of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. It is so well done. It like takes the bad things that were inherent to the roguelike genre and just like throws them out the window. It's so good. Okay, I did say that I wanted to do Slime before doing Bolts 5. Yeah, and I guess it might be funny to do Bolts 5 with Shatter. Yeah, I have resistance to corrosion from my cloak, so we should be okay. Engulfs you in water. Oh, I guess I am in statue form and I am immune to engulfing. Quicksilver oozes sound kind of scary because engulf damage cannot be mitigated in any way. I don't think it can even be dodged. You might dodge the attack. I don't know. It doesn't sound like something that can be dodged. Who engulfs you? Yeah, might be the case that it cannot be dodged in any way. So yeah, it's pretty nasty. Quicksilver Usos sound like a pretty scary monster. I haven't done slime ever since they were introduced into the game, but it might be a good idea to go back and check slime out. Okay, am I standing on the stairs? Yeah, yes I am. I wonder, if you always get a level 9 spell with Jin. You probably do. Jin sounds like a pretty interesting kind of monster to play as, or kind of species to play as, rather than monster. You know, this is kind of dangerous. This is kind of not the safest position to be in. Okay. Bog is a pretty good spell. Apparently it destroys rock slimes. Ooh, I ran out of tin of tremor stones. You've been running a ton of hybrid genes into the ground. It is not a non-common experience. I don't know if you were here yesterday, but I came to the conclusion that oh, I guess I am destroying the royal jelly accidentally. I don't know how I feel about this. Did I already kill the royal jelly? I might have done that. Yeah, I killed the royal jelly without even noticing. Yeah, I came to the conclusion that melee right now is very unviable. I hope that I don't die to these jellies. You know what? Let's read immolation. Yep. Bop, and everything will die very soon. Or so I hope. You hear an explosion. That is also a pretty rare message to get. That's what happens when like a fireball explodes outside of your line of sight. Very hard thing for you to be on the receiving end of. But I like that message. I like rare messages in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Okay, I think Noxious Bog kinda destroys a slime, or so it seems. It's a pretty cool spell now that I think about it. I would prefer it if it was just like a random spell that that threw a bunch of bug towards you, kind of like what Fenstrider witches get. But the current version is also kind of nice. I just like symmetry between monster spells and player spells. But I guess it's reasonable for those things to be asymmetrical, because monsters and players are also kind of asymmetrical. Monsters get a lot of damage, a lot of base damage, very swingy damage, and most importantly, a player can actually like think about what they are doing when they are playing this game. So yeah, it's like not an even playing field, and I would say that it's mainly in favor of the player. And yeah, I also wanted to try a hybrid Jin, because the idea of a hybrid Jin sounds cool. With them only having to train one spell school to get spells. But I came to the conclusion that it's not good. And not only hybrid Jins, but all melee in general, as it is right now. Do these things float? I guess they do. Yeah, they do. That could be a problem. I mean, I hope it's not, but it could certainly be a problem. Okay, I only took 15. Not gonna complain about that. What is this? Sniper. Okay, and a rune. And a bad amulet. It's pretty much the same amulet that I'm carrying, but worse. We're gonna leave that on the floor. We are gonna leave that on the floor. And that, and that, and that, and that. That seems mildly interesting to me. I could lose the extra cold resistance. Nah. Here's why that's kind of a bad idea. Because if I do this, if I wield the Demon Whip, and I was to lose the cold resistance that I have from the amulet, I would not have cold resistance, and I am not a fan of not having cold resistance for SOT. I think it's kind of important to have that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things that hit you with cold damage. Ancient Liches, I think they have Bolt of Cold. They might not have it anymore now that I think about it. But let's go ahead and find out. No, they don't have Bolt of Cold anymore. Maybe Dread Liches? No, okay. So apparently those guys lost Bolt of Cold. They used to deal some serious damage with their Bolts of Cold. Apparently not anymore though. Okay. I feel like rock slimes are way too hard to kill. They have so much armor class, but fortunately, like they kind of get destroyed by bug. So at least the game did give me an option to deal with rock slimes. Yeah, I would say that rock slimes are probably more dangerous than acid blobs, because it's just so hard to kill them. Okay, let's see what we got here. I think we are good, and we can just leave now. Let's go ahead and do bolts 5. Oh, there's a couple of shafts here. I'm gonna go ahead and take one of them instead of going down the stairs. Even though I already killed most of the bolt guards, I still think that maybe going down a shaft is safer than going down the middle. The bolt guards are not really the dangerous thing. The dangerous thing would be whatever comes to help the bolt guards. That's really what kills you when you go into bolts 5. Okay, I am very glad that I decided to get 3 pips of 3 pips of resistance to negative energy. It does help against shadow dragons and that kind of stuff. Really not essential, but very cute to have. Very convenient. Okay. I wish I had a better spell for the servitor to get. My best spell is Lightning Bolt apparently. I guess it's still useful. Probably should cast that a whole bunch. I am not really used to using Spellforged Servitor. I guess it's quiverable. Yeah, I guess we can quiver it. I could also quiver Monstrous Menagerie, but I feel like Menagerie is not as good as Spellforged Servitor. Oh, I like how the Fire Giant was focused on the Servitor. We got Bai Sushen. I don't really mind Bai Sushen. I don't feel particularly threatened by her. Okay, you trash Baisushen, you feel better. Is that the experience of the internet troll? Because it really does sound like that. Um, okay, kind of a spicy fight. A bunch of monsters appeared out of nowhere. Um, okay. Alrighty. I have to attribute that to Maklev. I think without Maklev I would have had to flee that fight because I wouldn't have been able to power through. The healing on kills is very noticeable. It's one of the best effects in the whole game. It's such a strong effect. And no other god really gives you something that is comparable. I just realized that I'm experience level 26 and I only have 2000 or 262 HP in statue form. And does that mean that these guys have less HP than average? Do they have -1 HP? I wish I could tell. I guess I can figure it out in the game documentation. Oh, they do have -1. I really don't agree with that. I would even go as far as to say that they maybe should have +1 HP, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they would be too strong if they had +1 HP or even 0 HP. Um, with that being said, maybe we can get like 24 spellcasting. I wanted to get Shatter. Like I mean, the game gave me Shatter. Might as well put it to use, right? Vampiric Battle Axe, that's a very nice thing to get. Very much a fan of Vampiric Battle Axes, but I'm also a fan of shields, so we cannot really afford to use Vampiric Battle Axe this time. Yeah, this would be a perfect... if Noxious Bug worked here, I would be so happy to use it. Unfortunately, it really doesn't work here. Something slowed me. I guess it was a freezing rate. Okay, Mr. Dreadlich, I'm gonna have to ask you to die. Thank you for proceeding to dying. Ouch. 34. Huh. Okay, I'm very glad that that floating eye didn't paralyze me. I was pretty sure I was gonna get paralyzed by it, but fortunately it was not the case, not this time. Okay, I think I'm fighting literally the entirety of the level. The Kaslal experience, but this time we are not Kaslal, we are with Maklev. And fortunately, that enables me to survive in a situation where most other characters would be like, nope, get me out of here, please. I cannot deal with this. Okay, I think that went quite well. I have no complaints about what underwent what underwent there. What happened there? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think that was it for the level. Like no joke. I think now the level is actually empty. Oh, we got a Ring of Slaying. I don't want it. I don't want it. Believe it or not, I don't want it. I could use it, but what do I take off for that ring? I don't think I want to take anything off. Maybe the Ring of Wizardry now that I think about it. But is it really necessary? I would say no. Especially because of statue form. Statue form makes the slaying a bit worse than usual because you swing slower, so you apply it less, so that overall means less damage. So yeah. Now that I have 4 runes, I wonder if I could do. I wonder if I could do a 15 runer with this character. It's probably unsafe to do so. But I have statue form. I even got shatter. Let's go do Sot, and after we're done with Sot, we are gonna be deciding whether or not it's a good idea to do so. I think I'm okay in Sot. I don't feel particularly threatened by Sot denizens. Yeah, none of the usual Sot monsters really pose a threat to this character. I have 3 pips of resistance to negative in statue form. I have 2 pips of cold, 3 pips of fire, resistance to electricity and corrosion, pretty much omni-resistant, which means that things do not deal a ton of damage. And in addition to that, I have good evasion, good armor class, and a shield. It's not good shield, a good shield stat, but it is a good shield. And it serves its purpose. Its purpose is mainly being a ring for me, to give me cold resistance, and the secondary purpose is actually blocking things. Oh, a randomly generated ghost with blink, 268 HP. I don't know if it's worth opening that. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do it. Anyway, my character has Shatter. I guess I could use Shatter against Draconians. What's my success rate on it? 6%. Okay, that's perfectly fine and manageable. I like that these guys get so much practical HP, like for practical purpose, or rather practical mana. Since your HP bar is your mana bar, you have so much mana. So yeah, it really does feel quite good. Mm. Okay, for that killer clown I might want to use File of Lots. Oh, I guess you can still throw pies even if you're waterlogged. That's kind of annoying, but at least I can prevent you from blinking. Dragon's Call. Okay, that's a cool level 9. I'm not gonna complain about getting Dragon's Call. Gonna train spellcasting to 23, and I can even go ahead and use Dragon's Call. So Dragon's Call gives you a status effect that summons dragons, so you get like a bunch of dragons as friends, and Dragon's Call is such a good and strong spell. You can theoretically do cigarettes with Dragon's Call, and as you can see, they also destroy Orbs of Fire. They're pretty good allies to have when you're fighting in Sot. Wow, and it lasts forever too. Oh, you also get a debuff when you're done with Dragon's Call, so you cannot really spam it. But while you have it up, it is absolutely a strong spell. Like it's like cheat mode enabled. So I'm probably gonna be doing that against Orbs of Fire. It is definitely a spell that that does wonders against Orbs of Fire. Against the rest of the game, probably not, because I don't really need it. But I'm gonna be using Shatter against Draconians and stuff because I don't think any Draconians fly. Maybe the Black Draconians do actually. It can fly. Yeah, no wonder. I cast Shatter twice and it's lightly wounded. That kind of explains everything. Okay, maybe it's time to get some dragon friends. Doesn't seem that getting my... doesn't seem that getting Quicksilver dispels Dragon's Call. That's pretty nice. Do I have any bad mutations from an Orb of Fire? Doesn't seem to be the case, fortunately. Wow, it really, like, you press that button, you press the Dragon's Call button and everything just explodes. It's so good. It's really, really, really enjoyable. Also, the best thing about that is that most of these guys see invisible, so they kind of compensate for me. Wait a second. Does it constantly drain your mana? Because I was losing a lot of mana there. The spell is taxing to maintain on each new dragon which answers the call would further drain the summoner's magical reserves. Oh yeah, like, I didn't really know about that. Well, I guess I did know because I have used it before. I just don't use it. Like, I almost never use it. So I kind of forgot about it. And I only just remember when I realized that, hey, my HP is halved. Why is it halved? Sounds like a pretty dangerous thing to have as a Jhin. Yeah, you probably don't want to use it in most situations because it really does sound like a pretty situational and potentially very dangerous spell. Oh, that elevator is very convenient. Getting an elevator bolt in SOT is always a nice thing because it means that the orb run is gonna be much safer. You're gonna get to skip a single floor, which is pretty sweet. Okie dokie. Okay. This bolt has a bunch of very dangerous things, but it also has good consumables. It's kind of nice. Okay. Not afraid of electric golems. Yep. Just press the shatter button and everything dies. That feels very good. An orb of fire. Okay, let's close the door on that. Maybe let's even exclude that and I'll maybe come back for it much later. Yeah, I just want to clear everything else first to make sure that nothing like walks in on my fight with the orb of fire. Like, for example, that purple draconian walking in could be kind of nasty. This seems like a Dragon's Call moment. Okay, at least when I am in statue form I get more HP. So I don't really run into the risk of getting destroyed by -1 HP. Yeah, and in addition to that I have my clef, so I really shouldn't worry about that. As long as things are not dealing like half my HP in a single turn, we are perfectly fine. Okay. A Guardian Mummy. Okay, I guess those can generate in SOT, but it's like incredibly rare that they do. I feel like it would be kind of nice if greater, or I guess they're royal mummies now. I wish they could generate in SOT. They're very interesting enemies that very rarely appear in a regular 3-room game because of their nature. Okay. Wow, the Quicksilver Dragon got absolutely owned by that fireball. Okay, I liked that. That was pretty good. It seems that the dragons like go away almost immediately if you don't see any more monsters. Okay, that is the bolt. We are gonna exclude it for now. We are gonna come back to it. Oh, it's not the bolt. Okay, it did look like the bolt for some reason. I was misled there. In that case, we're gonna come back to that right about now. So I think this character shouldn't really have issues with SOT. Like, well, with SOT 5, I very evidently can deal with everything that SOT throws at me. The only issue is how are things gonna be thrown at me in SOT, because if I get unlucky, things can get pretty bad. Let's hope that it doesn't happen. Okay. Well, first and foremost, I probably should read Fog, walk away, statue form, bop this thing. It's summoned Lorosiproca, which doesn't really do anything to me. The Curse though does do something to me. Is that usual statue form damage received? Oh, it is because I have 3 pips of resistance to negative. I guess that explains a lot. Yeah, the Lich summoned a Shadow Demon, which summoned a Curse though, which is obviously really bad, right? So I really need to kill the Lich right now before things gets crazy. And fortunately, we are able to do just that. Do these fly? Something? I guess they don't. Yeah, they didn't seem to take a lot of damage from my shatter. So yeah, with shatter you can kind of dig through. You don't really have to do the lungs. It's usually favorable. Or like a good idea for you to do the longs, but you can certainly not do them, and you can kind of shatter ninja. But on the other hand, if you have shatter, why would you ninja? Because like shatter kind of is a pretty strong spell that can win you SOT. Maybe the only monster that you would have issues with if your only way of killing monsters is shatter would be Orbs of Fire. Orbs of Fire could be bad. But then you have Earth Magic, right? And Earth Magic has Crystal Spear and Iron Shot, which are kind of decent against Orbs of Fire. Okay. Okay. Gonna wait a couple more turns. You might harm nearby allies. Interesting. Okay, I think acid here could be good against that curse though. The curse though is destroyed, and I didn't get healed for that. Come on. I could have used the heal. Okay, I am kind of low on HP because I've been using Dragon Skull and I haven't really been getting a lot of heal from a clef. So I guess I just wanna leave before I die. Dragon Skull is strong but really dangerous on Jhin. Okay, I think I already fought through everything this side of Sot has. Ouch, 35. And I got alert trapped. That could be a problem. Let's see what we can do here. Probably read a fog. Yeah, that's what I wanted to prevent. It didn't really happen. Oh, I got netted by the Orb Guardian, I guess. Now I don't have any shield. It really needs to stop being netted. Took me like 4 turns. Fortunately, it didn't happen again, but that was pretty messed up. I don't know if I should even keep fighting in these conditions. It doesn't seem safe. Never mind, never mind. I thought I was in a bad spot, but then I killed everything and I gained back 100 HP. Yeah, I guess that's what I should be doing instead of casting Dragon Skull. Ah, but Dragon Skull is so good against Orbs of Fire. That's 2 Orbs of Fire. Okay, I guess now would be a good time for me to leave. I can deal with them if they are like alone or I am in a 1 versus 1 situation, right? If there's 2 of them and they have support, I don't feel safe. Like that feels kind of like a situation where I would normally die. So yeah, let's not do that. Yeah, this is much better because I can just poke it with anti-magic. Oh, I got teleportitis. That's rude. Oh, I got the formed body. That's also pretty rude. Luckily, I have not drank a single potion of mutation this game. Okay, I'm just getting destroyed by bad mutations, courtesy of this Orb of Fire. Okay. Alrighty. I did get robust, but everything else is seriously bad. Teleportitis and blurry vision and subdued magic too. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get rid of all of that. We don't really function as a character as we are right now. I still have the worst mutations. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I like it. Your flesh is almost immune to the effects of heat. I mean, it was also immune already, but sure, we take it. Unfortunately, I lost Robust. Doesn't really matter because I am about to finish the game. We can even Berserk against this Orb of Fire. And yeah, Berserk, Statue Form, Evening Star deals kind of a lot even with 11 Strength. It doesn't deal as much as it would with 30 Strength, of course, but it certainly does deal quite a bit. And we end up killing that Orb of Fire without much complications. Okay, we are almost done with Sot, and as usual, whenever I am about to finish the game, I run a channel point prediction. So if you are interested in that, get ready because it only runs for a single minute. So yeah, the prediction is if I am going to be, well, how many Pandemonium Lords I'm gonna be encountering in the Orb Run. Sometimes I get 3 before leaving Sod. Sometimes I don't encounter any at all. Let's see how this time, how it fares this time. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that right now. Start a prediction. Start prediction. Amount of Pandemonium Lords found in Orpron. So I'm gonna run the prediction. Gonna run the prediction. I'll be back with you in a minute. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and run an ad break. I'll be back with you in no time. All right, thank you for your patience. I stepped away to get some water. Um, Now that I have some water, I'm ready to go ahead and try to win the game. So yeah, good luck to anyone who bet, if any. Um, yeah, no one actually bet this time. It seems that I don't have a lot of active viewers tonight, but it's okay. You don't really have to interact. As long as you appreciate what I do for you, I guess I am satisfied. Um, let's go to D0. So far, so good. Oh, that's the first Pandemonium Lord. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's nasty. That's a nasty one. Um. Oh, that is bad. You block the Orb of Destruction. That's very good. We're gonna blink away from this. Very important to make liberal use of orbs of, or rather of very important to make liberal use of blinking. Blinking is very good. Um, oh, I guess I got frail. That's kind of nasty. Okay, that's a Hell Sentinel. A Deba. I wonder if I am considered a demon by or for Holy Wrath purposes. Doesn't seem to be the case because it hit me and it didn't sear me. So I guess jinns are not demons. Second Deba. Normally, not a lot of them generated during the orb run. Okay, a TT Mito. I guess we can go ahead and poke it with my Evening Star. This Evening Star is pretty great. Very glad that very glad that I found that, because even though I am a spellcaster, it doesn't really do anything negative for me because I don't have mana. So yeah, it's only upside to be using an Evening Star of anti-magic. Okay. And oh, I guess I didn't finish this level because there was a raid. Yeah, I remember running away from this raid on Sunday. I was like, yeah, we are not gonna be doing that. I think this was like an altar to... Oh, DjVM. I thought it was gonna be Kiku. That was the third Pandemonium Lord. Yeah, it was the third Pandemonium Lord. So even though no one bet, I guess the outcome is 3 or more. Yeah. Bodies again. Ouch. Yeah, he does that during the orb run. Double iron shot for 80 damage. That's kind of an ouchie. I guess we can silence bodies, and that kind of removes most of the threat that he poses. Yeah, by the time we finished, or we stopped being silenced, bodies was already too anti-magicked to do anything. And we just finished killing bodies very easily. Okay, can you please stop spamming summons? Thank you. And it seems that we already finished the game. Yeah, steel doesn't really pose that much of a threat to this character, or I guess metal. We can just break the wall. A lot of summons during this orb run. Do you fly or something? Yeah, why are you not dying from Shatter? Crazy. Well, it seems that we have finished this game. It was a one-on-one Jhin Venom Mage. It was not my first Jhin ever. My first Jhin, unfortunately, was a Gladiator, and that kind of went pretty poorly. And then I tried the Berserker, and I realized that Jhin Jin's Berserkers cannot cast spells at all. Trog doesn't like that. So yeah, I don't even know why they are recommended. It seems very bad in my opinion. But whatever. Let's go ahead and win the game, I guess. Let's see. This... I never used Brilliance during this run. I wonder how that synergizes with Jhin and the way their HP works. Something is pulled towards you. It's a nice message to get. I wonder... Oh, no, I actually don't know what that was. Huh. No idea what that was. No, I think we are good. So last but not least, let's drink Berserk. And let's inscribe my weapon. Oh, I guess I didn't get the chance to inscribe my weapon. But anyway, that's the win for me. Here you can see another one of my characters, Minotaur Summoner, which by the way never cast a summoning spell. I just was kind of tired of Summoner and how awful they are in the early game, and I decided to go Minotaur Summoner to get rid of the annoyance. Um, but yeah, that was a pretty interesting game. I wonder if the power the power level that I achieved was, as I mentioned earlier, from Jin, or if it was because I had Maclev, or because I was a Venom Mage, or a combination of all those things. And I'm leaning towards the latter because I tried Jin and I didn't even reach the tempo to get Maclev. It was not good. But yeah, I liked it.